confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
What up, what up, what up? We back to regular scheduled programming here. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody once again is in a good holiday swing of things. Yo, while I was putting this stream together, outside of the title and the thumbnail, I found something brand new, still related to the same thing, related to this Lil Durk case and some of these updates. Something brand new that I never seen before, that I never heard before. I just read something and I started looking it up and it just added more. I'm just like, what the? I promise y'all, stay with the stream. We're going to look at it. I mean, this plea deal thing or possible plea deal thing is already big enough. But there's something whole new that I just found. Like, what the? Yo, it's really not looking good for Lil Durk if you're a Lil Durk fan. And, you know, staying on Lil Durk from the public perception and all the stuff that everybody's starting to figure out and learn and piece together. Once again, the man has his days, of course, in court coming up, and that's what his attorneys are for. But the Trap Law Ross documentary that just dropped is like 4 hours long. I walked it down piece by piece. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a lot in there. A lot of it that we knew, but when you see the tweets, when you see the references pulled out of the songs, the lyrics, the time, the whole timeline put together, the multiple alleged murders and murders for hires, you know, there's a lot of new stuff in there too. Like I never knew nothing about FBG Cash and you know Chief Keef's mother and all that. That footage is in there. I was just like, this guy Trap Law Ross, he must spend months collecting research, probably weeks putting together the narration and the dialogue and scripting it all out, weeks collecting the footage, maybe another month of editing all of that. It's a lot of work that he puts together, and you got to give him his credit for that. But that documentary is all right. Let's get into some of these new updates. Once again, not looking too good for some of the stuff that's recently going in. So a little backstory here. As we know, there's five OTF members that were indicted prior to Lil Durk getting indicted. So I guess all in all, you could call Lil Durk the sixth, right? Let's go over these names real quick. Pay attention to the names. It's all relevant to the thumbnail. There's a reason why I have 3 out of the 5 there. So you got Kayvon Grant, 28 years old. That's Vonnie. You got DeAndre Wilson, 33 years old. That's Didi. We hear that name probably the most popular out of the whole group. We hear Keith Jones, 33 years old. That's Flocka. David Lindsay, a.k.a. Brown Eyes, 33 years old. And Asa Houston, 36 years old. He goes by Boogie. The 3 people that I have in my thumbnail is Vonnie, Didi, and Boogie. So when we talk about the updates of this case, once again, Vonnie, Didi, and Boogie have new motions that's put in. Why are we keying in on those 3 people? So let's start with the paperwork that we see as far as the new updates. If we look at this right here, what do we see? This is DeAndre Dontrell Wilson. That's Didi. This is his case, United States, which is the plaintiff, versus him. What do we have here? Defendant Didi by and through his attorney of record. This is his attorney's name right here. Hereby applies ex parte to this court for an order directing the United States Probation Office to prepare pre-plea presentence report limited to Didi or DeAndre Wilson's criminal history category. The government does not oppose to the instant application. This application is based on the attached declarations. Once again, that's his lawyer there. The files and records in this case and any additional evidence or argument that may be presented to the court prior to ruling on this application. A proposed order has been filed concurrently with this. Scroll down. Now, this is the declaration from his lawyer. Once again, Daniel Nardoni. Okay. I am counsel for defendant Claire Patricia Haviland in this case of United States versus DeAndre Wilson, once again, which is Didi. Case number yada, yada, yada. I hereby request the preparation of pre-plea presentence report for Didi limited to his criminal history. Such a report will assist me in correctly determining Didi's potential sentencing exposure and accurately advising him regarding his options in this case. Okay. Now, just for Google's sake, what did I do? I went and got the full definition, the legal definition of a pre-plea pretense report. And here's what it says. A pre-plea pretense report is a report prepared by the United States Probation and Pretrial Services Office before a defendant enters a guilty plea. It summarizes information about the defendant, the offense, and other relevant factors. All right, let's take a little bit of a more deeper look into that. Defendant includes personal and family information, physical condition, mental health, substance abuse, education, employment, and financial condition. The offense includes the nature of the circumstances of the offense, the defendant's involvement, and the impact on the victims. Sentencing includes the applicable sentencing guidelines, statutory penalties, and sentencing options. If we want to go a little bit further, the report also includes a sentencing recommendation from the probation officer, which is based on their analysis of the case. The report is reviewed by the defendant, defense counsel, the prosecutor, who can request changes. The probation officer will either make the requested changes or explain why they were not made. A plea pretense report can be converted into a pre-sentence investigation report if pre-sentence investigation is required by the statute. Let's take Didi down for 1 second. Let me remove Didi. And let's pull this up here. I have a whole sub-angle of something that I have no clue about, and we're going to jump into it together related to Didi's. Give me a second. But before we come back to Didi, let's take a look at this guy here. Okay. So I have this up on the screen. Let's go back to the bigger joint. Now, this paperwork here, if I scroll to the top of this guy, all right. United States District Court, Central District of California. This one here is for two people, Kayvon London Grant and Asa Houston. Who's Kayvon London Grant? Kayvon London Grant is Vonnie. Who's Asa Houston? Boogie. Okay. So now at this point, we're looking at this whatchamacallit, proposal for his plea agreement recommendation, right? Three people in the thumbnail. It makes me ask the quick question. I don't want to be an over detective, but it makes me ask the question: how many people did they say, or did they show in the pictures that's actually already out there on the internet, that hopped out the car, the rental, the SUV? 3 shooters. So a total of 5 people on the initial indictment. Dirk is the 6th, right? He's the 6th person defending all of this. So when you got a total of 5 people outside of Dirk, and then you got 3 people that hopped out the truck that we see the pictures of that were the alleged shooters, right? How many people were in the other truck then that's in the same pictures that they're showing that was tracking Quando Rondo? It looks like you had the tracker car, and then I guess you call it behind that the striker car, okay? So you had 2 people, right? So if we see paperwork go in for the other 2 OTF members that don't have these motions in, which would be what? Keith Jones, who is Flocka, and David Lindsay, who is Brown Eyes. If we don't see that this pre-plea report recommendation go in for those other 2 people, then I think 1 + 1 equals the 3 people that did submit it based on their attorneys. And these 2 people right here are being represented by a different attorney than Didi. then it's safe to say that two separate attorneys that are defending two different clients, over here Didi and over here Vonnie and Boogie, right? They're going in and they're trying to get this pre-report to see what their exposure is, and so that they can then do their lawyering to get the right recommendations to their clients. Like, okay, this is what you're exposed to. These are the mandatories. This is what we're facing. This is what we might be able to offer. This is what I think we might be faced. This is what things are start. You paint the picture. No lawyer goes out there and says, don't worry, you're going to be found. I'm going to get you. They really don't do that too often. What they will, they'll instill confidence, right? But when it's time, when you're past the instilling of confidence and you start talking about how can I get you the best outcome? You know what the best outcome in these situations be? It'd be when the plea agreements go on the table. Okay. What can the plea agreement be? It could be, I got information for you. I want to tell on somebody, reduce my sentence, or let me walk. I got just an admission of guilt, right? People forget Young Thug was not found innocent. Young Thug didn't beat the case. I mean, his outcome seems pretty good, right? When you put away all the stipulations, that looks like it's just set there for him to be a revolving door and go back in and just trip up on some of those probation terms. That's one thing, right? But for him to just be out of jail, out of prison, walking around as a free man, period. And some people don't call it free when you're walking off probation, but outside in the world, a lot of people consider that a win based on what he was actually facing. You see what I'm saying? He sat down for 2 years. Brian still put on a whole fucking immaculate play. And now look at that. He pulled a Johnny Cochran. King Slime is outside. Okay. But that's what happens. Like the plea agreements become, the factor here. I don't think we're going to beat this. I don't think we're going to beat that. I'm exposed to 5 years over here. Oh, the scratch serial on my gun. Like Diddy, that's a mandatory this over here. Let's start talking about plea agreements. Okay. So if you got 3 people that were the shooters of the 5 out in Cali, out in Beverly Hills, all of a sudden this goes in for. If we take a look at it real quick, it's going to look kind of similar. Bear with me though, people. Y'all are going to help me figure something out that is totally unrelated. Well, it's related, but it's different. All right, what do we got here? Once again, this guy is, this one is going in for the other 2 guys of the 3. Defendant Asa Houston through counsel of record. And this is the lawyer's name, it appears, to this court for an order directing the United States Probation Office to prepare pre-sentence investigation report limited to defendants' criminal history. This is the same thing. This is the same. It's typed up a little bit different, but it's the same thing. Declaration. This is by the lawyer here. I am attorney duly licensed to practice law in the state of California and admitted to the practice before the United States District Court for the Central District of California, my California state bar number, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I am the appointed attorney of record for defendant Asa Houston. And it looks like it's the same. I respect number 4 here. I respectfully request the preparation and disclosure of a pre-sentence investigation report limited to the defendant's criminal history, calculation, and any classifications that may be made under Chapter 4, Part B of the United States Sentencing Guidelines. Such a report is required for me to adequately advise my client in this case as to what the possible sentencing outcomes could be. Based on information and belief, I understand that the United States Probation Office for the Central District of California typically requires approximately 5 weeks to complete such a report. Accordingly, I respectfully request a 6-week timeline with the report to be disclosed no later than February 7, 2025. Wait, what is he asking? Is he asking for something special there? Normally takes 5 weeks. He said, hey, go ahead and take 6 weeks. Okay. So this gets turned around in February. We'll keep an eye on that. I'll pull that back up once that goes. I haven't even seen this on the internet yet, to be honest. The pre-plea agreements that are going in for 3 of the OTF members. I haven't seen that yet. But let's close that out. I don't need that anymore. This is what I want to look at, people. Let's go back to, hold on. What do I got here? Which one is this? Which one are you guys looking at? Are you guys seeing the one for Didi? That's the one I need. I need the joint for Didi. Hold on. Oh, you guys may have even had a different indictment up here. Hold on. My bad. Either way, I got y'all. Hold on. Let's bring up Didi's paperwork again. Boom. Okay, cool. Y'all can see Didi's paperwork. Earlier, we read a name that I've never heard before. I've never seen before. Let's go down to it again. Y'all see this on my screen? Y'all see what's highlighted right there? Chat, do y'all see this? Let's read this again. We went over it the first time. I emphasized it, but this is the declaration, once again, of Didi's lawyer. I, Daniel Nordoni, declare as follows. I am counsel for defendant Claire Patricia Haviland in case of United States versus Didi. What the fuck? It just made me ask the question. Who the fuck is Claire Patricia Haviland? Why is she in this motion? Why is this lawyer here stating her in regards to also Didi and that he's defending them? I don't understand that. So before I pull up where I started to track this down and what I found on it, let me know, is there anybody else on the internet that has heard this name before or has any clues for me? Because I'm fucking lost. We know the 5 OTF members. We know Lil Durk. And we have a CHS. Oh, there could be possibly multiple CHSs. But once again, that's a confidential human source, a snitch, a CI, confidential informant, right? Who the fuck is Claire Patricia Haviland? Why is she in Didi's paperwork? Okay. Never heard of her. Me either. So I got curious and I said, like, all right, let me see. Is she somewhere named else in this shit? And I tried to pull up her name. This is something that I found. I found an indictment that she's named in from September 26, 2024. September 26th. When was Lil Durk arrested? Lil Durk was arrested October 17th, 2024. So if Lil Durk was arrested October 17th, this indictment here is filed September 26th. So it's a couple weeks. It's a couple weeks before, right? It's a couple weeks before. But let's go back. United States versus plaintiff. She's the first one named. Claire Patricia Haviland, a.k.a. Trish, a.k.a. SFV Mama. And look at all these defendants. Look at all these defendants. Look at this shit. Look how long this list of defendants is. It's like 100 people, B. This is when you hear, like, when you talk about a ring. Now look at on the other side, on the right side, the indictment. First word you see there is what? Racketeer. Right? It makes sense. Right? Racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations, conspiracy. This is all in California, people. Obviously, it's the same judicial district because the lawyer is representing both of them and mentions her in Didi's paperwork. But conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute controlled substances, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, another bank fraud charge there, identity theft, aggravated identity theft at that, possession with intent to distribute and distribution of controlled substances, felon in possession of firearm and ammunition, possesses a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime, possession of 15 or more unauthorized access devices, aiding and abetting. What the Look how big this indictment is. Look how big this indictment is. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. It's 254 pages. Look at this. You see specifications and call outs of Telegram Messenger, Facebook Messenger, Cash App, Zelle, Federal Bureau of Prisons, okay, the BOP. They got somebody here. Peckwood used a symbol of a woodpecker to represent their peckerwood status, depicted below. Okay, tattoos once again, getting people jammed up. Whatever that picture is here. Wait, what's this? Female peckerwoods refer to themselves as featherwoods in internet messages and memes, such as once again, people with their memes and their hand signs and their handshakes and they all that shit, tattoos. And then they wonder why Lil Baby ran for the hills and said 4PF, it's no more. It doesn't exist anymore. They wonder why. But look at this shit. They got people all tatted up. They got all that shit in this indictment. Members, I don't like seeing this. Like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? What the hell? This indictment is just, I don't know who she is. So then I just continue to try to figure out who this Patricia person is. You know, and I say, all right, let me try to keep looking around. I mean, that indictment obviously tells the tale, right? Also found this article. This article. San Fernando Valley Peckerwoods gang busted. 68 arrested on drug, gun, and COVID fraud charges. Okay, let me find her name again. There it is. It comes up right here on the actual page. Use of Zelle and Cash App to pay for drugs to generate revenue for the gang. Its members traffic narcotics, influence fentanyl, heroin, and methamphetamine. Specifically, she's the lead of all these people. Lead defendant, Claire Patricia Haviland. She's 62 years old. She's on some Griselda shit. This is Griselda right here, B. This is Griselda part 2. Claire Patricia Haviland, 62 years old, of Chatsworth, and co-defendants Brian Glenn, 53 years old, of Chatsworth. What the fuck? Fraud. They generated revenue via robberies and financial fraud and participated in identity theft schemes. For example, from at least March 2021 to July 2023, defendants shot this. It's all over the place. For COVID, PPP loan shit is in here. Look at this. People got all types in trouble for PPP loans, playing with the shit, playing with the government's money. Go ahead. Look at this. RICO. The indictment unsealed yesterday charges of total of 68 defendants with a score of federal crimes, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations RICO Act, conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, distribution of controlled substances, bank fraud. We saw all that on the indictment. Here's some of the evidence that they turned over when they probably rounded a bunch of their asses up. But that's the question. I'm not going to jump too crazy. That's just all the information I found. So the key point of us continuing to have updates on Lil Durk here, let's summarize, is that 3 of the 5 OTF members that are under the original indictment, of the 5, 3 of them, they're lawyers, separate lawyers, by the way. They have different representation, filed a pre-request for plea agreement reports. And they're saying that this is like probably the legal type of process that's common in that area, right? Well, I'm learning about that type of shit now, to be honest. My first time seeing that legal terminology. But it makes sense. You know, the lawyers are putting in their declarations that I need this to be able to advise my clients properly. I need to be able to go to him and tell him what he's facing. I need to be able to tell him, like, look, I think we should go to the prosecution side and offer this. or say we're willing to accept this or do this. Hey, listen, where's the paper that I could just sign? Guilty for this, or I'll take a lesser charge, guilty of that, or I'll take this sentence right now. Save the taxpayers' dollars. Save court for me. But think about it. Think about how y'all looked at Gunner, right? Y'all looked at Gunner and said, he sat there in that court and they asked, is YSL a gang? Yes, ma'am. Everybody labeled them a snitch. Everybody said there's no way that this could help YSL, and there's no way that this can help Young Thug. They're out here trying to put up the defense that all these lyrics and all these tattoos and all these, that's not my client. This is a record label. Once again, this is why Lil Baby said there's no more 4PF. He's looking at what happens to an OTF or YSL, etc. No more 4PF. Y'all did it to Dirk. Y'all did it to Young Thug. I don't want y'all to do it to me. There's no more 4PF. Please. All right? Think about it. So here you got the Gunner situation. He gets out. Everybody labels him a snitch. People start ragging on him, walking away from him. You got Boosie that killed them. You got Lil Baby that killed them. You got Young Thug while he was in jail tweeting about him. And when he got out, tweeted about him. Stop acting like we friends, right? We seen it. We seen it. So Gunner has his label. It just is what it is, right? Flip now to this side. I'm not saying that because you ask for a plea agreement report that's anything close to snitching. We're just talking about the confirmation of guilt here. And any confirmations of guilt, that never looks good for the top, the face card, the big joker in the deck, the leader, right? If the little soldiers down here are taking plea agreements, or if they're saying YSL is a gang, or they're saying, yes, I'm guilty to this, then if you're guilty of this legally, that plays into who we're really here for. We're really here for Young Thug. We're really here for Lil Durk. So especially if those numbers, 3 or 5, add up to us saying these 3 people that not even supposedly, that are actually putting in for these reports for their plea agreement breakdowns and specifications, if those are the 3 of the 5 that allegedly were the actual shooters that are in the pictures going all around the fucking internet, there's only 3 niggas that jumped out of that second car, not all 5. The other 2 obviously are in the other the tracking car. Now, if they go for a plea, guilty of murder, guilty of first degree assault, what the fuck does that do for Lil Durk? If you take a plea, you're accepting guilt on some type of charges. What the fuck does that do for Dirk? And where is even the alignment, right? So I look at it like this. When you got the top person, when he's making a play that's supposed to be benefiting the other people, I guess an example of that could be like what homie from Junior Mafia did. Was it D-Rock or whichever one it was for Biggie? They got arrested together. He said, look, man, you got this whole future ahead of you, whatever. I'm taking a charge. Let me take the gun, whatever, or the drugs. You get your ass outside and go put these albums out. And these are the people that are supposed to get taken care of when they get out, because the bag was left on the street. The face, the leader, the owner was left on the street to work and take care of the family and take care of the person that was down and take care of him when he comes home. So that if Dirk takes a plea, let's say, right, that helps these guys. If he pulls a Rowdy Rebel, not a Rowdy Rebel, a Bobby Shmurda for Rowdy Rebel. Wait, y'all trying to give me 5 and him 12, or you'll give him 7 if I take 7? You get it? And who was the bigger face at that time too? Bobby Shmurda, even though Rowdy Rebel was a star within his own right, especially at that time. But I understand that then. I understand that, because what happens is, like, there's got to be some type of alignment. If there's no alignment, then what it looks like is it's a free fall, everybody for themselves. Everybody for themselves. So if Dirk sits there quiet and stands firm and said, just let me know when my trial date is, I'm going to sit here. My lawyer's going to keep doing what he's got to do until my trial date. We'll meet you there. We're going to come with our evidence. We're going to sit there going back and forth to court for a couple months, and then I'm going to figure out how it's going to end, right? If you're sitting there, if that's your course of action, just like Diddy's here to fight his case, right? But if you got co-defendants, underneath you that are not trying to go to trial, and they're pleading out and they're accepting guilty pleas before Dirk even gets to trial. What happens to him then? What happens to him? So it just doesn't look like there's an alignment there. And as you see, two of those guys didn't even have the same lawyer as Didi. Boogie and Vonnie didn't even have the same lawyer as Didi. They had different lawyers. So it's like if I saw the same lawyer and if I saw all five of them putting this in, you know what I say then? I say they're just doing their due diligence. They're just doing their work. They're just making sure that they're as informed as possible. They're getting these reporting breakdowns so that they know also what they're up against, so that when the time comes, they're also prepared for that. All right, I just found out that the prosecution just do some other shit out in discovery. They got your fingerprints, they got this, they got that. We ain't beating that dude. It's plea time. This is from the report that I got 2 months ago. This is what we facing. I say we do this. If I saw all five people doing that, especially if they all had the same lawyer, it would feel like due process. It's just weird that there's 3 shooters of the 5 that were indicted and 3 people that have separate lawyers put in this motion to request the plea report. I just don't. And raise your hand if you think Lil Durk, who is not even halfway through this process. We're still sitting here closing out December. Raise your hand if you think Lil Durk is looking for a plea right now. Fuck no, he ain't. He's got all that money and he's looking to use it right now. That's what Lil Durk is on. He's like, I got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. If I got to sit here for 2 years like Young Thug, I'd rather that. But eventually, I want to go home. Lil Durk's here to fight this shit. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? While these other guys are possibly prepping for plea, the alleged shooters. And as far as that girl that's in the motion that we pulled up, if I had to try to use some of my, like let's not just jump out the window and just look for more stuff to talk about that is just compelling to this case. No, like I'm not. There's are people's lives at stake. You know what I'm saying? I would say I don't see the affiliation. We're talking murder for hire over here, over there. We're talking about what look like some big fraud and drug ring. We're talking about younger men over here. We're talking about this girl's in her 60s and 50s, and there's 60 of them over there. And you saw somebody that had the fucking on their chest, right? So the swastika. So it's just like, I don't even know if I was supposed to say it. That's why I hesitated for a second because of YouTube. But it doesn't look like it's the same. Or I don't see the affiliation. I don't see the links. I just don't understand that while we're going over for this plea report that 3 out of the 5 OTF members put in, that one of the lawyers, Didi's lawyer, puts her in the motion. That's his write-up. Like, what the? I don't understand it. I don't understand that. So we'll keep our eyes on that. And I want to throw this out there because if anybody else figures out more information about why she's there, somebody tweet me or put it in the comments, or the next time we're on stream, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But hold on. All right, let me come to the chat. Let me see what's going on. Salute, Jermaine. I appreciate you, homie. What's good, everybody? I'm on it. I'm back on it tonight. I started it yesterday. Yeah, Bobby was solid for that. You know what's fucked up about that though, Jay? What's so fucked up about that? Well, then again, it's not that shit. They have their freedom. Let me not overdo it. They obviously don't rock anymore. It's obvious. When there's cameras in front of them, like when Rowdy was interviewed on No Jumping and Bobby Shmurda comes up, he says, "Oh, he's gonna be my bro," and he doesn't lean into giving the public too much information or some story about. They obviously don't rock with each other anymore. What happened? Who knows? But what they've been through together probably leaves them with enough brotherhood to just treat it like that. You know what I'm saying? So, appreciate your Treehouse. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this girl. I don't see nobody in the chat that know anything about this girl neither. I found out about how while I was looking up the plea agreement shit. You know what I'm saying? So the girlfriend written phone plan. No. Shit, like as we looked at her indictment, her shit is complex. It's some wild shit. I mean, unless she did any help or coordination or any, I don't know. Did she supply the guns? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to reach. There's enough going on the internet for us to talk about and stay closer to logic and truth and solid opinions opposed to just reaching all over the place. I don't need to come over here and be like, yo, I'm gonna tell you exactly who she is. She's the girl that really she got, you see how old she is? She got deep roots out there. She's the one when they flew in, she gave them the guns. Like, I'm not gonna do all that. We'll figure it out as it gets revealed, as people connect the dots. If she's that much relevant, why does the lawyer put her in Didi's motion? That's my only question. We'll open it up, and for now, we shall leave it there. Okay. All right. Before I get up out of here, if anybody that wants to jump off, we're done with the topic. But hope y'all had a good Christmas. We still got the Now What battles on the way. So members, y'all are gonna get that first, and then the rest of the channel will get that right after those 4 matches. We're about to shoot those. Looking forward to that. My next upcoming streams, like I said, I still got more news to catch up on, probably like in more a summary type of live. I want to do an event of the year live. I don't know if I'm gonna do a battler of the year. If I don't do a battler of the year, I'll definitely do a video based on who wins Cody. I'll do that, which I will rock out. There's a couple other topics that I gotta catch up on. You know what I'm saying? Cal Capone, what's good, homie? Says salute ARP, happy holidays from me and the wife. Yeah, I appreciate y'all as always, G. And y'all keep doing y'all blogging thing too. I see y'all out there, y'all say like covering battle rap. I know how it felt for me when I was the person that was like Mr. Everywhere. Nobody was attending more live events than me. And then I got into blogging and tweeting updates from that. And I see you starting to get on the scene and more. So get the fans them updates, man. Get the fans them updates. How was y'all Christmas? Hope y'all had a good Christmas. I'm glad Christmas is over. My Christmas cost me in gifts about 16. I probably spent about 16K this year in gifts. And I actually got lucky this year because on the fella side, we always exchange, right? The homies, we always exchange. But this year, what we did was we followed a bunch of other people that was in on it, which was a Secret Santa type of shit. So it's like this app on a phone or these websites that do it too. You put in the names of the people that are to receive gifts, and then everybody logs into the app or that particular link or whatever, and it assigns you a name, right? So basically, instead of me having to buy like gifts for like 9 of the homies, I just had to buy for 1 of the homies. And we exchanged very, very expensive. Like niggas is buying very expensive gifts for each other. So that 16 could have easily been 20. Could have easily been a fucking dub. So to save about 4 or maybe even more than that, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a very, very expensive Christmas, but I enjoyed all the giving. And I got some dope gifts too. One of my favorite gifts that I got is I got an Averex. I got a black Averex Year of the Dragon Averex 2024 edition. It's got like some Chinese characters on it. It's got a dragon on the back. So that was dope. I got some gear. I was given some jewelry. I got a bunch of dope gifts from people, man, that I really, really appreciated. But I was able to give some dope gifts this year. You know what I'm saying? And see whether it's the youngins or, you know, some of the people or the folks, some of my peoples in the family in my inner circle. It's always a pleasure to, you know, see people enjoy the gifts and doing the giving and everything like that. Other than that, the business of Christmas, as far as the economy, yeah, y'all got me for a good 16. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got me this year. It's all good. But it's part of it. All right. It's Cal's B-Day. Our Christmas was smooth. That was my B-Day. Oh, happy B-Day, homie. Happy born day, G. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like it sucked for people to have birthdays real close to Christmas. especially if you was a kid. Right? You know, there's just so many people out there that get shortchanged because the two choices so close. All right, we're gonna do a party for your birthday, but you're gonna get gifts on Christmas. Nah, nigga, if my fucking birthday was in March, I would get gifts on both. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to fuck over my gifts because they're a week away. And if your birthday is like on Christmas or Christmas Eve, that type of shit, it's just fucked up, man. It's just fucked up. And you got the type of shit where it's like men that like they propose to their ladies like on their girl's birthday, right? And the girl be thinking like it's so fucking sweet, like, oh my God, he proposed to me on my birthday. It's so special because the day I was born and I always celebrate. And he's already, yeah, I got you, babe. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I mean, listen, I need you to be with me forever. And as the years continue, it's just like, yep, 2 for 1. So now when we book that trip out to celebrate your birthday, oh yeah, while we're there, we're also gonna celebrate our fucking You thought he was being sweet, nigga. Nah, 2 for 1 setup. It ain't nothing wrong with it. Fuck it. Salute, B. How you? Oh shit. Facts fairly quick to hit you with your B-Day Xmas gift. Shit. Yeah, that's crazy too, Lou, because you know how women are with dates. Like if you forget something, like they think that it's not important to you because you forgot it. It's just men bank certain shits in the front of their minds more in certain shit than women. Women prioritize certain shit in their minds, the front of their fucking minds, and men prioritize with different fucking beings. Like you know what I'm saying? Different thought patterns, men and women. Yeah, I mean, like you're the devil if you forgot. Like, oh my goodness, this is the day that you asked me to be your girlfriend, or the first movie we watched together. Like you're the devil if you forget that fucking day. We don't be able to fuck about that shit. It's like the what? Do you know what today? Like you'll wake up to shit like that. Do you know what today is? Tuesday? No, it's not Tuesday, stupid. Now that reaction right there tells you like, oh shit. Now I'm trying to think real quick. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday. It's not even my birthday. Oh shit. I just woke up. Like my mind is cloudy. It's not Christmas. That's in December. It's not Halloween. That's in October. Then finally, you're just not moving fast enough. You gotta give up. You just gotta, what's today? Stupid is the first day that you ever lost. I really want to tell you, I don't give a fuck about retaining that date. Like, I don't give a fuck about it, but it means so much to you. All right, put your clothes on. Let's go get something to eat or some shit. Or let me rush out and come back with a gift. Like, remember the episode with Martin when he didn't get Gina shit because he forgot the date, right? And he had to play it off. And he went out and got some shit. And then we came back, and Gina just realized, like, oh, this nigga playing me. He's still surprised with a dope gift. But that nigga didn't fucking remember that shit. That's the truth. That's how that shit go, man. It's our anniversary, W. Yo, go to the gas station, get a keychain. Nah, I'm a fucking great gift giver, but there's just certain shit that's just not in my memory to be retained, dog. Like, I'm sorry. Ended up in the lingerie shop buying a stool. Yeah, but the stool has sentimental value, if y'all remember. So he made it work. He got caught. He fucked up. Then he got caught. But then because of what he got, he made it up. You know what I'm saying? Didn't they fuck around and have like a good? He did that again when they had the TV, right? The Hazatashi, right? He pulled a play with that too, right? Martin is so fucking classic, man. Nigga said run to the grocery store for roses real quick. Women, y'all like flowers? Y'all like shit that you wake up 3 days later and it's dead? I mean, of course, put it in some nice water, whatever. It may last a little bit longer, but y'all like roses? Y'all like flowers? I ain't never buy people flowers. If I did, maybe my mother when I was a kid, I don't buy flowers. I was just like, then guys are into random flower giving. You know what I'm saying? Once you get into that random flower shit, if you ever stop it, then it looks weird. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. There's a million ways to be romantic. I just never got into flowers, people. Flowers is all right. Let me see. Flowers is still a goal, but not from Stop and Shop. Why not? The fuck you talking about? Oh, Rose Staley said, "Wow, what I do?" Raw, I'm gonna wait for your next comment. What did I do? Tell me where I went wrong. Raw, I'm gonna wait for your next comment. I want to know where I went wrong with that last shit. My girl like fake flowers. She don't have to water. I mean, fake flowers that they still gotta look real, but that's more for decoration, not for gifting to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like now I could put a flower or a flower look somewhere where there's no sunlight and shit. Like that's gotta be decoration. Bro, what I do? She said it's over 300 in the chat. Come on, y'all hit the like button. Yeah, she's right. Appreciate y'all. Most women like flowers, Jay said. Jay, listen, next time I see you, I haven't seen you since Club Drum. Next time I see you, I'm gonna have some flowers for you. Since you fuck with flowers, I got some flowers for you. I don't fucking know flowers. Yo, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here before I get in trouble. That's what I need to do. I just realized I'm gonna fuck around, say some stupid shit, and y'all gonna be pissed off at me. I'll catch y'all in a second.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house up. And shout out to the members.
Without my thing, still got a gun.